It's a
So
very
you've
yellow
seen,
house.
I'm sure you've seen
so-
the fence too. I mean,
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to because of the way the streets are situated. When you say the 3 panels, are you talking about from where the corner of the picket fence is to what is ultimately the rear corner of your house?
correct.
It's those 3 panels that bring you out of compliance.
Yes,
to the code.
they're 8-foot panels. That's 24 feet. I believe that's almost to the exact back.
So it's those 3 panels that bring you out of compliance with the
Yes.
code. But those 3 panels actually face the
As I
the
understood,
beautiful RV that's parked in the yard.
it's not the RV. It's really that they've begun to have a lot of these parties with a lot of grandkids. They torture our dog, they steal our balls. I mean, nothing to bring to the police, but it was like
Kids being
once those panels went up, we were like, I wish in hindsight I came here before I built it instead of being guilty to building something not to code, especially as being a contractor.
It
It
also
was
looks
also
like
getting close to the winter. This was like, I think I dug those last few holes in like December.
it also looks like from the pictures they park vehicles besides the
Yeah, there's
RV. They park vehicles on the
children
side.
and grandchildren live there. There's several
Okay,
generations of people living there.
okay, thank you.
If you don't mind me asking, Richard Green.
Yep.
And I'm not suggesting to you one way or the other what I'm thinking, but I need a piece of data. How much would it cost for you to take down the portion of the fence that's not in compliance and put in a fence that is in compliance? Or to, I don't know, modify the non-compliant part of the fence to bring it
Oh,
into.
I mean,
You're a contractor, right? You cut off the
Yes.
bottom, you drop it, you cut off the top.
this is the only fence I've ever built in my life, but I think it looks nice, to be honest.
Yeah, and
And
ready?
So those are set all in concrete, each post.
Ready? I'm not trying to be rude. Ready? How much would it cost? I know it would be a lot of
So I
work.
would have to say I have to add labor to that.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I want to hear a dollar number if you are
What-
able.
Maybe say $2,500.
Thank you.
And given the supply chain issues, how long before you could get those?
Once this was constructed, I haven't looked at for a fence for a 4-foot anything. I was going to Glens Falls Lowe's to get one piece. It was like about an 8-month process to build this fence. But
Because I started looking for fences and I can't find something in compliance.
again, so along with that, I don't even know. It would maybe try and be modified.
I understand there
It
would
might not
be-
look
yeah,
professional.
I understand there might be a time element. I understand there's a consideration here of whether we would wish to have different heights of a fence. I get that. I just needed to hear the number, so I hope you don't mind.
No.
Yeah.
I'm at fault. So
Any other questions from the board?
I'm just upset you left the best street in Niskayuna.
I know. Do you know
Anyone
where
in,
Whitmire is?
What's that?
You know where Whitmire is? That's where we moved.
Oh.
Like off River Road.
Oh, I
yeah, but
don't.
it's still not Dean, so
There you
whatever.
You moved from one nice place in Niskayuna to another.
Fair enough.
Is there anyone in the audience wishing to be heard on this matter? Hearing none, is there anyone who care to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion, Madam Chairman, or Chairwoman, apologize.
Yes, that's okay.
I would move to grant the application for the variance. The deciding factor for me was that I don't believe the benefit can be achieved by other means, as there was no material available and is no reasonable projection as to when material might be available. I don't believe this creates an undesirable change in the neighborhood. I want to be clear, as you can see, people reference our past variances when requesting future variances. This is a substantial request, and it is very rare that this board would grant this type of request for a 6-foot fence. But I find that, as I said, the lack of materials creates a unique situation. So this is substantial. There are no adverse effects. This is very much self-caused. However, on the balance, I find that I would like to grant the application as requested.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? I'll second it for the reasons stated. Is there any discussion? Hearing none with the
Just
clerk.
a quick question, I just want to clarify. What is the lengths of the 4 feet to the 6 feet again?
20 feet. It's 20.
And
24 feet.
24 feet? And is it in the front of the house,
It's on the side.
on the side, to the front of the side of the house?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Would the clerk call the roll, please?
Mr. Frary,
I'm going to vote yes on the motion. This is what I view as being a very unique situation from the standpoint that there is a substantial amount of property, yard in between the fence and the neighboring house on Grand Boulevard. Clearly, the applicant's been very honest and forthright, knowing that it was not in compliance and understanding that he would have to seek a variance. At some point in time, obviously, he knew he put up a 4-foot picket fence in what is the front yard facing Dean Street, which is in compliance, obviously. This particular section of fence, if you stand on Dean Street, you're looking at it down its length. It's not like you're looking at the panels themselves. You're looking down the length of the fence, which I think is less of an adverse impact. Obviously, our ordinance is such that was written such that we don't have solid fences facing in the front yard facing streets. And this is not that case. So you're looking down the length of the fence, which I think lessens the impact. I also probably still don't grasp the situation with the house next door, but certainly it's hard to say that there's an aesthetic issue when
It's
if
their
you had
only
if
yard.
you had a 4-foot fence, you'd be looking at an RV.
Their backyard is like a
Can't talk.
foot off. Oh,
Got to
sorry.
hang on just a second. So I don't find that it's going to disrupt the character of the neighborhood, whatever, because of what it is blocking. I don't think there's an environmental impact. It is substantial, and some of us are very much opposed to 6-foot fences in front and side yards. But as I said, I think this is a unique situation. So for those reasons and the other reasons stated, I'm going to vote yes.
Mr. Lataif,
I understand the applicant sold the house and his willingness to come forward in front of us and try to fix the problem that was generated during pandemic. But I'm going to vote no because very rare we vote on 6-foot fence in the side close to the front of the property.
Mr. Dolman,
I told you. Yes, for the reasons stated.
Mr. Daly,
Yes, for the reasons stated.
Mr. Green,
I got to tell you, I'm troubled by this. I think it's great that you've come in and apparently been very open about it, but it troubles me in the first instance that it happened, even with the circumstances that you described. While I can appreciate some of them, I got to tell you, to do it and come in and ask for forgiveness later, a resident runs the risk doing that. Now, there are other considerations here. And one of them in my mind is the unique location of the two properties in that they don't exactly line up. and for the other reasons stated, so I'm going to vote yes.
Ms. Pacheco?
I'll vote yes, but I would like to also comment that I live a little bit further up Dean Street, so I'm not an immediate neighbor. And I understand the situation there. I likewise am not pleased with the 6-foot height in this area, but understanding the nature of what has happened next door with the removal of the mature trees and the change that that homeowner made on their property, I think this is a reasonable solution.
Chairperson McGinnis?
I vote yes, but I'd like to echo the comments made by Mr. Green. I am, deeply concerned that the town was not approached first for the permit, especially because you are in the construction field. That being said, the house has been well kept. It looks nice. The job on the fence was well done. So the motion is approved. The variance has been granted. Your new owners can enjoy the fence.
Thanks.
Is there any other business before the board?
We're all set.
We have to discuss the meeting agenda for 2022.
I believe one of the things we were checking on was the Jewish holidays in 2022.
Your fellow Hebraic representative has failed utterly to complete that task.
No, I checked them. I checked them.
You did check
Yeah.
it? Then
Yeah,
we're
I
good.
checked
We're
all
good.
of them.
We're good?
We're good.
Okay.
So everybody concurs with the calendar for 2022?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Madam Chairman.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
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 Meeting is
Happy
adjourned.
holidays.
Happy
everybody.
Happy
holidays.
holidays,
holidays.
everyone.
Thank you
Stay
so
healthy.
much for asking the applicants to talk into the mic. So that I got 2 hearing aids
Yep.
and they're supposedly through the Veterans Association. They're the best. But if you didn't say that, I would have had a tough time.
All right. Well, I hope your
I didn't know we had a
wife's,
whole gang on Dean
She's gonna
Street.
keep
of
on.
so
I'm
many
doing
people.
every, I'll tell you what, I like.
And then Mr. Green's a block away.
Now